5,000, 6,000 Dalit and Adivasi women in Telangana as part of an organization called Deccan Development Society. They've been around for 3+ decades. And they, like Dalit women farmers across India, they are triply disprivileged as Dalits in the caste system, as women in a patriarchal system, and as small-scale farmers in a class system where the large farmers are the ones who dominate, right? So about 30, 35 years back, they gathered themselves into women sanghas with their own elders and some help from a couple of NGO people who had come in from Hyderabad, and said, why should we not struggle for our own dignity using our own knowledge, our own seeds, and our own cooperation with each other? So actually, they brought back about 70, 80 species and varieties of millets, jowar, bajra, ragi, etc., local rice varieties, dal, pulses, and so on. And they said, we are going to share a lot of these seeds with each other because many of the women had lost those seeds because of the Green Revolution imposition. We'll share the knowledge with regard to how to grow these. We can share our labor, we'll share water, and we will also fight for land rights for women, which is very unusual in India, right? Which they did. Now, I'm cutting a very long story short, but doing all of that, creating grain banks in every village so the families had access to seeds to sow. They, in the process of 10, 15 years, they actually created full food security for these 5,000, 4,000, 5,000 households. Remember that when they started, they had malnutrition, hunger, no access to education and health facilities as Dalits and so on. In these 10, 15 years, they transformed that to full food security in these households, significantly better nutritional levels. The studies were done, scientific studies were done to show that. And very importantly, holding their heads high in the village as Dalits and as women. No longer like having to walk past like this, with so-called upper caste men. Now, that's a radical transformation. But when they did that, they said, why should we stop at food? Our stories are not being told by the mainstream media. Let's create our own media unit. So they have a community media unit. India's first community radio station was started by them, still running. They started making films. They've made, I think, about 150 films. I remember the first time I went there in 2000, I think it was. I usually carry my camera around. So I had it, of course, and I was beginning to take pictures. And then I was like taken aback to see this huge, big camera being carried by one of those Dalit women and facing me. She was photographing, she was videographing me. And I said, whoops, what's happening here, right? And then I realized that they had the agency to make films. Why should I be the photographer? So their own documentation, they started their own alternative school, which didn't run for more than 10 years for various other reasons, and a whole bunch of other things. I don't want to go too long. Now, the basically the sort of short story here is creating lives of dignity with food, housing, education, health, all of them being controlled by these 5,000, 6,000 women and their households, transforming their gender relations, etc. And doing all of that without destroying the earth, because they hold soil, earth, and seeds to be sacred.